Hey everybody, Pete Blank here for this week's edition of Pete's Points outside my Regal Cinemas here in Trussville, Alabama with the bad news. Again, Regal and their parent company Cineworld announced that they're going to temporarily close, at least until next April, all of their over 500 movie theaters across the United States. And that includes 2 here in Alabama. And this is my movie theater that I always attend here in Trussville. So it brings us to today's Pete's Points, which is the chicken or the egg. The chicken or the egg, and that's what's happening in the movie business right now, because Hollywood is saying, well, once people start going back to the movies, then we'll start making more films. And the theaters and people like me are saying, well, once you start making good movies, we'll start showing back up again. So does Hollywood have to go first and make the movies so we'll start coming? Or should we just start coming and watching all of these old reruns and stuff to prove to Hollywood that we're ready to come back to the movies? Please start making new movies. And here's your point for today. Someone's got to go first. Someone's got to go first. When it comes to the chicken or the egg conundrum, which came first, a leader has to go first, an organization has to go first, a business has to go first. And this could, relate to your business right now. Well, we'll start bringing people back to the office when they feel safe. Well, you got to bring people back to the office to show to others that it is safe before people come back. So which do you do first? Someone's got to go first. Sometimes in this day when this pandemic is happening, someone's got to make a decision and go for it. Some decisions are going to be right, some are going to be wrong, but someone's going to have to go first. Here's a little data for you. Take it for what it's worth. The #1 movie across the country, according to the box office this past weekend, was Tenet. Tenet brought in about 2.7 million. The second highest rated movie was Hocus Pocus, a 1980 Disney Halloween cult film classic that made almost $1.9, almost $2 million. Now, does that tell you that people are ready to come back to the movies if they would put good movies out there? I don't know. Maybe it's just coincidence because it's Halloween season, or maybe it's a good movie, or maybe people are just dying to come back to the movies if they feel safe. So keep that in mind. It's important that from a leader's perspective that we don't stand back and do the chicken or the egg conundrum and discussion. We decide which is going to go first. Either pick the chicken or pick the egg. Pick a side, leaders. Go with it, support your decision, and that's going to eventually be successful. Otherwise, you'll end up with something like the movie industry where these theaters are closing down and we're still debating who should go first. Should Hollywood make the movies or should people start coming back and then we all lose? Make a decision, stick by it. That's all for this week. We'll see you next time on Pete's Points.